Like, I think people think like this is the only place I'm supposed to live. This is the only job I'm supposed to live. This is the only thing I'm supposed to do. And ultimately, life is kind of like a river sometimes. And you kind of, where I tell my clients is if you show up in who you are as a person, what you stand for, and your daily habits, and you're open for opportunities, and that's somewhat of you living based on your life and not being a prisoner to every new thing that comes into your world.
It's funny that you mentioned the river there. I've been reading Bruce Lee's, some of his philosophical writings. You know, we know of him as like the martial artist, but he was also like he actually went to school, I think, in Washington and got a philosophy degree. So like that was his educational background. And he has some interesting thoughts for sure. I think we would have had him on the podcast and had some interesting conversations because he thinks a lot on these topics. And he talks a lot about, you know, flowing with things rather than trying to force them. It's like the idea that the willow bends, whereas the oak breaks. And so we need to be flexible. And he talks a lot about the river metaphor. And as you're talking about forcing versus surrendering, I'm thinking about how you can't hold the river. You can like cup it in your hand